Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tane Bartholomew. Today I'm joined with Marcus Washington and the superstar himself, Chris Helder. He's a best-selling author. He's a TEDx speaker. He's the man with two accents. How are you today?
Oh, so good, Tane. Good to speak with you guys today. So appreciate you having me on.
Thanks for joining us, mate. And Marcus, how are you today, buddy?
Yeah, going well. Beautiful Saturday. Can't complain. Freezing cold in Melbourne. You're up in Noosa, Chris, living the dream.
Yeah, I am. It's I hate to tell you. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you because you don't want to hear it. Nah, it's actually cold and rainy in here. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, it's terrible.
You're wearing shorts. It's all good.
Fantastic. Well, look, guys, obviously, Chris is an amazing speaker. Both Marcus and I have watched him speak many times, read his books, and he's got an amazing attitude towards life. And I know over my real estate career over the last sort of 14 years, I can't remember the first time I saw you speak, Chris, but it definitely stands out to me in the mindset that you have moving forward. And I think just to our general public that are watching, our local community, I think that you'll have some great tips for people to learn how to deal with this stage 4 restrictions and the change of life we've got. And again, I really appreciate the time for you to take to have a chat to us today.
My pleasure, Tane. Good man.
Very good. Mark, you want to fire away some questions, buddy?
Yeah, so Chris, I guess we just want to help out some people at home, and some people might be struggling. So in this point in time with what's going on in the world, how can people stay positive with their mindset, and what would be your advice around that?
All right, cool. Well, obviously you guys all know that I always say positive thinking doesn't work. So that's my hook right away. Don't try to be positive. I wrote the book called Useful Belief because it's positive thinking and negative thinking are emotional thinking. Useful thinking is actually practical, pragmatic thinking. So you know what? We've got a lot of things right now to be negative about, a lot of things right now that people are trying to be positive about. And I'm probably going to shift a little bit for you just to say, in your mind, the emotional side that goes up and down, let's get rid of some of that and let's focus on practical, pragmatic thinking, useful thinking. What's useful, what's not? And, even on that, I think right now for people, it is accept the reality that these are challenging times, and that's okay. That's okay. And at one point I wanted to make, I've spoken to a lot of people who are like, the experience of COVID and lockdown is so different. Like you talk to one person, they're an introvert and they've loved it, right? They're like, I don't have to drive to work anymore. I've learned how to speak Spanish. I'm playing the cello. They're loving everything about this. And then you talk to other people and they're like, man, this has been just devastating to my family. It's been devastating to my job and my income. And so what I would say to both types of people, right, is really to go, some of us might have guilt or a little bit of shame about maybe how you've handled it. And even in the real estate environment, some guys would have prospect and probably done a good job, but others probably didn't. And whatever you've done to now, don't beat yourself up about it. This has been ridiculous, stupid, unbelievable times, not fair to anyone. So let's accept that. And today's the day we draw the line in the sand. I think that's the thing is go, whatever you've done till now, who knows? You did the best you could in the context of what's happening. Let's draw a line in the sand today. And let's think about some tools and strategies to help us don't worry about the last months, but just let's start today. Let's start today.
Love it.
That's great. They're really good.
Yeah. So cool. What do you think around, come over the next 6 weeks, especially in Victoria where we are, a lot of people can't go anywhere. What can they do to really make that experience, like you just said before, but what sort of things would you say around that, Chris?
I'd be really trying to put together some level of structure over the next 5 weeks so that you can really think about how you structure each day and at what times are you going to really focus on family and maybe set some family things that you're going to do. Work, obviously, we now have the experience probably with lockdown long enough to actually know what goes well for me. Like, is it useful for me to actually be in my pajamas? Maybe it is. Maybe you do really great in pajamas. Other people might need to get dressed, but either way, for yourself how to create a habit and how to use that in timing. So if it helps you to get dressed for work, get dressed for work and You don't have to work 8 hours in a row, but maybe pick a couple time slots there at home. You're going to do that. I'd be suggesting everyone to pick a health goal as well, just for the next 6 weeks. I mean, what do you want to do? Well, just pick one, bang. That's something you're going to commit to every single day. I would really be encouraging people to pick a me time, what I call me time goals, which is, what does that mean for you? That's, if you can only, if that's a walk in the limited time that you can walk, if that's meditation, there's so many apps out there. If it's yoga, there's so many apps out there. If it's playing PlayStation, get better at Call of Duty, but whatever, have something for yourself that is not about anyone else as well. And I'd set some goals around that. And the other thing I would really say is, what have you ever been curious about? Set a goal around learning something new. And, I talk to the agents right now. This is a great time for them to learn about renovation, to learn some of the languaging, even around understanding about houses and understanding about history of houses and understanding, it's amazing. A lot of agents don't know those things. And so this maybe skill up in one area, or gardening. A lot of, how valuable is it as an agent to know about trees and gardens and ideas? And look, point being, skill up on something that you think would be great. So I'd really be saying, organize family, organize work. I'd be really getting a health goal going. I'd be focused on some me time things. And I'd really be thinking about what can I learn to engage that's useful, so that we're not in a situation where this is the end of the world. In fact, this is the best time in the history of the world to be in COVID. This is the best time in the history of the world to be in lockdown. Can you imagine being locked down like in 1778, man? You'd have nothing to do. Then you would have had nothing to do. There's a million things to do.
That's very true.
And I think that's like with everything, and speaking to a lot of clients and people and friends and family, like it's been such a change, like a huge change in our lifestyle and how we have to adapt to the times of, well, we can't go anywhere. We have to stay away from people. We can't see family. What do you feel that that people sort of, when it comes to change, they lack, they a lot of people struggle with that. What would that, how would you sort of put that into words? And
I think, first of all, I want everyone to know it's okay to grieve. And maybe I'll put a little, these challenges that we've got about change, and it might seem overwhelming to people. This has been, again, be nice to yourself through this time. This has been brutal. And just to put in context, I remember the day clearly. It was March 12th. And on March 12th, I just finished a conference in Adelaide, walked into the Qantas Club, saw the NBA had canceled their season. The National Basketball Association suspended it. And that's when I knew it was real. I had 60 gigs lined up. I had this incredible year lined up. I was going overseas doing amazing things. And 72 hours later, I had nothing. Nothing. It went cancel. And so I suppose the point about all of a sudden we can't see family, and people are asking me to change the technology, and it can all feel overwhelming, and you lose 60 gigs. And yeah, some of them have come back on Zoom, and some of them are going to come on the other side. But you know what? I've learned so many things about Zoom presentations, and I've changed my address and actually chased the sun and a little bit of gold to get up here. But you know what? Our ability to pivot and change. Don't try. Again, I say don't. Do yourself a favor and try not to be overwhelmed. Yeah. And in other words, take it as, and my latest book's called A Simple Shift, but it really is just take one thing at a time. Do one thing and have a good day, and look what went well today. All right. You don't have to, who I can't stand, guys, is American motivational speakers. That's who I cannot stand these people. They come over here and they tell you they got to transform yourself. And they go, come to my 4-day seminar. You can be transformed. And it's all overwhelming and it's all too much. You know what? It's not at all. People are good and we're doing the best we can. Be nice to yourself and think about a couple simple shifts to get you started in the right direction. A simple shift to get started with that family. A simple shift to get started in work, to get that process going. A simple shift to help you with your health, and a simple shift me time. Pick a couple things that are just going to keep your energy going in the right direction. But don't feel like, people are like, oh my God, it's COVID. I should have already lost 20 kilos. Like, don't do that to yourself. Like tomorrow, figure out something to get going, one step at a time, and create habits.
Great. Love it.
I think that one step at a time is so true. I think that's one thing we've sort of learned through it is just take it day by day. don't plan too far ahead. You know, the restrictions were changing very quickly in those early stages and even now. So I think you just got to take it day by day and just I love that. Just take the pressure off yourself a little bit. You're going to have days where it's going to be tough, and you're going to have days where you're going to really enjoy that time with the family and those important things as well.
Totally. This is, guys, this is it. This is our life. I mean, I hear people all the time right now. They're like, 2017, I wish it was 2017, or they're like 2007 or 98. I mean, the reality is this is our time. This is it. Like, this is 2020. The survival rate on this planet is 0%. None of us are getting out of here alive. In 100 years' time, we're all going to be a paragraph on Ancestry.com and nothing more. And you know what? I say that to inspire everybody for one simple reason. Like, whatever, we got a lot of shit going on. But you know what? Here's the thing. Now's our time. This is the time we have on the planet. And so, again, is it perfect right now? No. But at the same time, how do we really just take that one step at a time to maximize this crazy, stupid year?
Yeah. That's one of those things where people always say, let's forget 2020. I got married in March 2020. If I forgot 2020, the wife would shoot me. So I can't forget the year.
No. And I mean, you're living through history. What a year, Tane. Someday somebody's going to be like, when did you get married? We got married at the very beginning of COVID, and that'll test your marriage anyway. Being locked in together in the first few months, you'll know, won't you?
Yeah, definitely that. No, very good. You got any other questions there, Marcus, as well?
No, I think we've covered most of what I think is pretty important at the moment. And like Chris said, it's just, I think that whole thing of being in the moment essentially and taking it day by day. And I think that's going to help a lot of people to go, well, actually, I don't need to worry. I don't need to worry about what's going on. And we don't have control. So how can we? So
I think that's an important one. If we don't have control, we got to come up with a useful belief about it. And one of the things that's helped me, and is to get through all this, and again, I'm losing 60 gigs. I can tell you that adds up pretty quick. And but one of the things that has helped me through this whole time is to say, we're not alone. I mean, I think it's a really important thing to say we're not alone. I mean, it's like when you go to the horse races, Marcus, and there you are, and like if everybody else wins $300 and you're the guy that loses $300, you're like the saddest guy in the whole world. But you know what? When everybody loses $300, we go, well, it doesn't matter. What a good day. So, let's remember that we're all in it together.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put the link to your books just in the comments there for anyone that hasn't read any of those books. I know I've got a lot from them over the years, and I think they're fantastic reads. So jump on there, have a look at those.
Useful Belief right now, Tane. Get everybody to read Useful Belief. That's the one we need to get across right now as a society.
Yeah, definitely. I've already read it. Since the start of COVID as well, just to refresh it and get it back into my brain to just find those useful beliefs. And I think right now's the time for me. It's a year of family, and we're going to spend more time with our children and our wives and our partners than we will in history without having any distractions. We don't have to go to those parties, those things that we always complain that we have to go to. But right now, we got that time to spend with your kids and really enjoy that time. And and that's what I'm definitely doing is spending more time with my kids. We're doing a bit of landscaping out the back, learning how to landscape. So taking one of your tips there, mate. And just trying to find some positives in it. And look, we're still working through it as well. We're still able to talk to our clients and help them out. Virtual inspections, virtual appraisals as well. So we're learning new things, and I think that's such a great thing.
Awesome, Tane. Well done to both you guys.
Yeah, no, thanks so much, Chris. Thanks for joining us. And if anyone wants to jump on, contact or look at Chris's books, Useful Belief. That's definitely a top read at this time. And thanks for joining us, Marcus. Thanks, Chris, for joining us. We really do appreciate it, mate.
Enjoy your Saturday, guys.
You too, mate.